Hello everybody, welcome back. It's more World Cup time and we are in the semi-finals weekend. Hope everybody's had a wonderful week and is prepared for a epic weekend of games. Have a lot of stuff, a lot of matches, a lot of close ones coming up for you this weekend. I am Bay and this morning I seem to be on my own. So I will do my best to bring you the action from our first match to the best of my abilities. But at the moment I'm alone. I don't have anyone else in the commentary booth with me, so I will be doing my best. But starting us off then this semi-finals weekend, we have a losers bracket match, and it is Australia versus Hong Kong. Two teams which have had slightly different runs so far through the World Cup. Australia, obviously, one of the favourite teams, I would say, this year around. Had a very good run last year. Probably did better than most people thought they would, but this year they're definitely proving that it wasn't a fluke. Australia, a very strong team. And unfortunately, we saw them go down in the winners bracket last week to the United States, who is arguably the favourite to win the tournament. So not an unexpected defeat. The scoreline, though, of 6-1, maybe a little bit unexpected for some people. Would have expected the Australian team to have taken a few more points against the Americans, but it wasn't to be. Instead, we see them drop down. And they face an opponent who's coming off a bit of momentum here. Hong Kong, obviously, last weekend had a couple of really close games. They started off taking down Austria in the first tiebreaker we had of this World Cup, 6-5, and then they went on and defeated the Italians 6-3. Definitely a team that has never been underestimated, Hong Kong. A team that, based on paper, doesn't look too strong, but they're a team that has lots of players with, let's call them inaccurate rank, shall we? And there's a lot of tournament experience across that Hong Kong roster as well. This, of course, the first of 8 matches that we'll be playing over this weekend. And by the end of the weekend, guys, we will know 2 of our top 3 teams, which is pretty crazy. There's 12 countries left in the World Cup, and by the end of this weekend, we will know 2 of the top 3. So we're going to start off then, as of tradition, with the warm-ups for this match. And I can... Wait, the background is a score screen. Okay, there's definitely some history here. Okay, this is a Jordan the Bear score, I'm guessing, given by the smoke. They're not skipping the intro. Oh, the ultimate Australian BM. And they're very suiting of Christmas, as obviously we've headed into December for us European folk and some of you around the world. Christmas is celebrated in the month of December, and look at that mod colouring like Christmas lights. It's beautiful. Monkiasso doing what he does best with that 3 mod. Definitely a strength we're actually going to see here. I believe, obviously, this is the Australian warm-up, but you can actually use this to predict the match ahead. Australia are very well known for their double-time performance, especially when it comes to the higher approach rates. 10.3, right up their comfort zone. And well, he might not have the, that premium accuracy. Monkiasso is giving it a good go though with that 3 mod. It might honestly even be a slight read, you never know. Hong Kong, though, not looking too hot. Australia might use this if the 10.3 isn't banned, of course, which against a team of Australia's caliber, you might expect it to be. Especially when you see a performance like this from Jordan the Bear. 99% with a couple of misses. Again, pretty dominant so far. That'll wrap up our first warm-up. We'll move on to the second one very shortly with Hong Kong with a chance to show us what they've got. I think typically speaking, Hong Kong tend for a more straightforward warm-up. Obviously, they have quite a lot of mappers amongst their mitts, so usually mapped by one of them. Not uncommon to see. There will be a... Oh, it's this. Yeah, I'm sure this map, based on the last couple of weeks, maybe doesn't need too much of an intro. This is, of course, the newly ranked set of the 27 VIP version of Furioso Melodia. And it is indeed the top difficulty, being that expert, so will be interesting to see how people get on. There's a lot of mixed opinions about this map set, that's for sure. And I kind of sum it down to the age-old truth that is with Osu maps. You ask yourself the question, can I play this map? If the answer to that question is no, it's trash. And if the answer is yes, it's fun. So I think we're going to find out very shortly who finds this map fun. I mean, when you take a map like this, you look at the leaderboards and there's not a single A rank on the leaderboard. It is like 8.2 stars, sorry. So, you know, it's pretty difficult. But there's definitely some extra elements in it of, you know, uneven spacing patterns, complicated rhythms. It's no wonder to see that even the best players struggle on this. What a great song. Every time I hear this song, it just takes me back. 2015 World Cup final. China versus the United States. This song will go down in history, OS history, for that one single moment. If you guys haven't actually seen that 2015 Grand Final, I would highly recommend watching it, because it is probably one of the greatest Grand Finals we've had. Definitely up there. Hello, Tom Lowell with the 82%. It looks rough, but honestly, not bad so far from him. Everyone else having a little bit more of an issue. This is a tough warm-up. Even the client's struggling. Or it might just be my end. If the stream looks fine for you guys, then it's mine. Alright, Hong Kong go in. They pick probably the toughest warm-up we might have seen so far that's actually a ranked map. Well, there we go. We can finally get into our losers bracket match. The winner of this match obviously is still in the World Cup, but the loser will be gone. And to see either Australia or Hong Kong go at this stage would be really tragic. Two really strong teams. You guys have spoken though over the last week. Halo Watch's official OWC pick'ems have been running. And you guys have been putting your votes down on who you expect to win. And well, you seem to be favouring the Libs. 76% of you voting for Australia. 570 votes against 170. So on paper, looking like Australia is the stronger team. I would never count out Hong Kong. They've come up against lots of tough opponents before. This is not uncommon territory for them. Now, every time I look at this tiebreaker song and I just see map at Aza, it's like, what world do we live in? Aza has a map in OWC. And there we go. Here's our map pool then. 6 no mods, 3 hidden, 3 hard rock, 4 double time, 3 free mod. And we're going to go into the... Well, it looks like there's been a 99 rolled by Denny and Nezar, but MCY rolled an 86. So I think we might be taking that one. In terms of team favorites, Australia, a team that definitely favors their higher approach rate mapping. Hard rock and double time pools will be the focus for them this match, along with any kind of high BPM speed maps. Would even be surprised to see the decisive battle with the fugitives picked up from the nomod pool here. On the outside, Hong Kong, they have a lot of old school players. We've seen them pick some more of the trickier rhythmic heavy maps. Things like Inochi, the alternate nomod, Raikou from the free mod pool, this kind of stuff, Sleepy T. So I'll be curious to see where the teams aim their bans. I would expect to see the AR8 hidden banned away from Australia. And looks like the Australians want to take the first ban. Do they all ban first and fourth? Is Hong Kong will ban second and third? Means Hong Kong gets choice of the picking order. Seeing a lot of mixed opinions on this one. Picking first means, of course, if your picks go well, you are ahead for the entirety of the match. But if you pick second, if the match does come down to a tiebreaker, you will have that final selection, which could potentially prevent a tiebreaker from happening. Not being able to ban from the same mod bracket means that Australia can't just remove 2 hidden maps here, they can only remove 1. And it looks like they want Hong Kong to pick first, so Australia will have the second choice of maps. And we go into these bans. Grand Senpai will be selecting the ban for Australia as their captain. And I wonder if they'll just jump straight in and remove the AR8. Of course, goodbye Mr. Jack, the map by Silver. Fills that slot this weekend. Or I wonder if they'll aim for something else and leave the AR8 ban for their last ban. This new ban format opens up a lot of strategy. I don't think I've ever seen a format like this in a community tournament either, so if it has been, I'm sorry, but otherwise, really cool concept for OWC this year. And they're going to actually remove Hard Rock. Grin, the Hickster map. The CS5 Hard Rock map. So removing the tiny circles, not letting Hong Kong use their awkward aim and snapping to the advantage there. Potentially not a map that I would have expected to have seen banned, but I suppose when hidden is your main weakness, where else do you go? Could have seen free mod, but we don't. I still expect AR8 from Australia unless they've been really deep, reaching deep into their skill pool. But now Hong Kong will get 2 bans. See what they're faring against Australia. Definitely expect a double time ban, potentially the AR 10.3. And one, of course, being the answer Blood. But they will not. They're going to actually end up banning Bad Apple. Which, you know, actually can make a lot of sense. The AR 10.3, typically a lot easier to aim. And it's kind of more of a reading focused element where Bad Apple is just raw finger control and speed. At 276 BPM, it's not easy on the old fingers, so a map that Australia definitely would have wanted to play. And their second ban will be into the Hard Rock pool. Tenehiro de Odoru, the aim Hard Rock pick. No mod 1, but smaller circles, people like to call it, but that's been removed as well. So 3 of the 4 bans down. Let's see where Australia wants to finish this ban phase off. And yeah, no surprises whatsoever. Goodbye, Mr. Jack. Goodbye. AR8 hidden, removed by Australia. Definitely their weakest skill set. They do have a couple of people who might surprise you on the mod, but producing a 4-man roster to take up against Hong Kong is not an easy feat. But here we go then, best of 11 match. Hong Kong with the first pick. Let's see where they want to start this match off. Which mod focus do they want to take to Australia for their first pick? Guys, who do we want to win? If you're here supporting Australia and the boys down under, give us some love. Send some Australia-related messages. But if you're supporting Hong Kong, let's see some support for them as well. I'm curious to see the mix in chat. See who you guys think want to win. And if you're here for just a good time, let me know that as well. Because honestly, I'm here for a good time. I just want some really close matches. Really exciting, clutch points. If we have that, I can't really ask for more. And we're going to start off then with some Sleepy Tea. It's definitely a map that would favor the Hong Kong team, just purely on the fact that it's just really awkward. Hong Kong a lot better when it comes to the more rhythmic, aimy stuff, for sure. Definitely a map that I would favor to them, but anything is possible. This Australia team this year is very intimidating. We're going to see the rosters start to fill up now. Get an idea of who's feeling warm and ready. Unfortunately, we don't have much to report on from Australia from last weekend, having a very short match and not playing the sleepy tea of the last weekend, Sunan. But Hong Kong played this twice. Well, played Sunan, that is. And overall, it wasn't the hottest performance, but on a map like Sunan, you look at a 500k score and you think, that's not great. 500,000 points? That's not much. But on a map like this, it actually makes a huge difference. The difference between being able to play this and not. If you can't play this, you're getting 200k. It's just how it is. All right, so we've got 8 players in the lobby. Starting it off for Australia will be Grand Senpai, Luneers, Shiroha, and a secret box. While on the Hong Kong side, we have Lolly Lover, MCY4, Hello Tom Low, and Judas. Customary ain't no fails slapped on across the board, and we are underway. First team to 6 points will stay in the World Cup. A team that never gets there will go out. You can just hear it from those hit sounds, the rhythmic nature of this. You're going to see lots of early breaks from the Australians. Actually, all 4 players dropped during that intro, and they also drop a ton of accuracy. See 2 survivors now from Hong Kong, Lolly Lover and Hello Tom Low. It's a reasonably long map. The early misses might not mean much, but it could be a sign of things to come. Obviously, we saw Hello Tom Low, the best performer on the 2017 Cherry Furiosa Melodia warm-up, so a map that may be right up his street. Australia has recovered here, though, and they do have the combo advantage, even with Grand Senpai just finding a miss. Secret Box and Shiroha have recovered, and now set at 96%, Shiroha has the accuracy lead. Despite the early advantage for Hong Kong, it will slowly start trickling back. We're at the halfway mark. Still anyone's game, really. Hello Tom, still the only full combo on your screen. Oh, but a drop from Secret Box, and that was one of the big Australian combos now. So now, once again, back in the driving seat, we find Hong Kong. And they'll know it at the break. Oh, the S rank on Lolly Lover, though. Just dropping some sliders. Oh, Tom, what have you done? Oh, no. Break from Hong Kong, and it's their full combo down as well. That's a real nerve break, that is. It's all really on Shiroha here for Australia, though. MCY and Lolly Lover have decent combos for Hong Kong here, and a couple more misses on the Australian side. Luneers will drop as well. It's only Shiroha left. And it looks like, despite the nerve break from Hello Tom, he does find another one, but so does Shiroha. All the combos are down for Australia. And everyone breaks other than Judas. But it was more than enough here for Hong Kong to secure the first point. 460,000, the score advantage for them. Solid first victory there for Hong Kong then. So it's Australia's turn to set the pace. And I expect it will be a high one. Typically start their matches off by jumping into double time. It's their comfort zone. The answer blood, obviously the 10.3 for this week, but an Evening Star or two Fates, likely choices for them as well. We're just adjusting the stars, guys. Don't panic. Hong Kong is up in this match 1-0. And no, they're not going to go double time. We're actually going to see Shuffle Heaven. There was one person I saw who called that. Someone's got a massive brain. Shuffle Heaven there in the Fremont map. Yeah, you can hear it in the song. Lots of stream focus on this one. Do I favour this to Australia? They must feel confident. They've picked it. We'll definitely be interested to see how Hong Kong perform on this more than anything. Obviously, with the free mod ruling, one player has to play hidden only, and one player has to play hard rock. They can slap on a hidden if they want. Australia already ready to go. Grand Senpai, Rairiku, Jordan the Bear, and Ugati. A three-man swap here for Australia. Hong Kong having a think about it. Gotta think about those mod players who plays hidden. This is actually possibly the most likely map to see some overmodding on. Some players might feel confident on the hard rock, but we'll be curious to see. Alright, here we go. Gonna see Denia Nezar step in and Chaos Litz here for Hong Kong. Australia feeling the slow nature of preparing Hong Kong are taking, making full use of that reserve time that they have between maps. But it's like we have 8 players. We're ready to go with map number 2. You know, I've never noticed that the difficulty name here has a capital X instead of the E on extra. The more you know. Much more on the shorter side. We see the mods on the board. A little bit of an overmod here from Australia as we see 2 hard rocks on Rairiku and Ugati. Jordan the Bear will slap on the hidden, while on the Hong Kong side, a more standard approach. Judas hidden, Denia Nezar with the hard rock. Let's see if that extra mod advantage will make all the difference here. Just the one safe no mod. And the safe no mod, not so safe apparently. Very early breaks here from Grand Senpai, but on a short map, under 2 minutes in length, it could make a difference. And they'll see it actually in these little short breaks. Hong Kong know they're fully in the driving seat here. Map all about streams. More breaks from Grand Senpai. We'll see a drop from MCY as well as Jordan the Bear. So 2 combos now down for Australia, 3 full combos for Hong Kong. Once again, pulling away. Denia Nezar does find the hard rock miss though. Rariku and Ugati doing it right now for the libs. Judas finds a miss as well. It's coming back. That score lead is quickly moving back over to the red. There's a free combo here. A chance to reset before we move into the screaming outro of this map. And right now, this double hard rock. Rariku and Ugati are doing work here. They have some support. It's only Chaos Blitz right now for Hong Kong. The Ugati accuracy as well is right on point at 99.5. And they're still going. We see breaks from the other 2 Aussies. Jordan the Bear and Grand Senpai will drop, but no weakness here. And it doesn't matter, Chaos Blitz. That's a good score, but Ugati breaks right at the end and Rariku will clinch it. The pick works out. It was good. That's a really solid performance on the Hard Rocks. You got to give it to them. 7 100s from Ugati on the Hard Rock is a really respectable score. Alright, we're down to a best of 9. The match just got shorter. We're back over to a Hong Kong pick. And it's time for some sour, please. It's a bit of Lapix. It's nothing but Theory. It's the tech map of this pool. Lots of sliders present throughout. Mapped by Azerate. Yeah, by far the most technical map that we've come in so far against in the World Cup. A map that I don't see Australia just bowing down on. But Hong Kong have proved to be pretty good at this kind of stuff. Neither team actually ended up playing Midnight City from the last week pool. I think Lapix has got to be up as one of the better artists in Oz, in my opinion. All of his stuff just slaps. And it looks like we have some final substitutions made. No new faces, just recurring players. We can get underway with nothing but Theory. Just got to warm the client up a little bit. There we go. Linears is in. Everyone else? Tom. Okay, there we go. Tom's in. Everything will sync up and we'll be underway. This map takes no prisoner. Chaos Blitz fails the intro. These kind of maps that start off super intense, so easy to be inconsistent on, but they will recover, they will adjust. Actually, we see Shiroha actually SS that intro. Just find a 100. I would be very surprised if they SS the whole map, but still a respectable start. Couple of misses just before a breakdown section. Chaos Blitz and Lunaires will find misses. One apiece. Combo's still pretty even. Miss from Lolly Lover. Advantage Australia. This is Hong Kong's pick. They do not want to fall behind. We're already over the halfway mark. Another shorter map, and Shiroha will find a miss. It's 2 apiece, and Grad Senpai's down as well. Advantage Hong Kong right now. And Yukiti, that's a full miss now from Australia. Another miss from Lolly Lover, but it's Hello Tom Lol once again on the highest combo on these awkward maps. This is from Yukiti and MCY. Hello Tom Lol with the combo has taken back the lead for Hong Kong here. Chaos Blitz in support. The 2 highest combos on the board right now belong to Hong Kong. And as we go into the outro, they have done enough here, I think. A couple of 50s from Hello Tom, but he holds the combo. Can he clinch it out? Snaps those zigzags wonderfully, and Tom will do it here. Don't know if he missed at the beginning. He did. It's a reverse choke, but it's still a damn good score. Wasn't it to be for Australia? Hong Kong once again back in front. Alright guys, as much fun as it's been bringing this match to you solo, I finally have some support, and I'm joined by another brother in Union Jack colours. It's Doomsday.
Yo, I'm coming in for the support. I'm good, man. I'm good. Thanks for joining. Well, thanks for letting me join you, brother.
Yeah, not the original casting duo, but you know, I'll take a commentary review any day of the week.
Oh hell yeah! Can't say no to a Baycast, dude. I'm joining to a good match. It looks like.
Yeah, we started off really close. Both teams taking their own picks so far. I'm curious on your opinion on this. So, Australia ended up banning Grin, the CS 6.5 Hard Rock map. Not a map that I would have put them on paper to ban. What do you think that's a reasonable ban from them?
I think that's going to be a ban we'll see a lot. Australia have quite a few decent players on the Hard Rock maps. That map is not necessarily a mechanically focused map. It's just a weird finger control map, but it's quite a bit harder than a lot of the maps from the opinions I'm seeing from a lot of the players. So I think it's just a ban of that map is so nasty, we just do not trust that one. So I can definitely understand that ban.
Yeah, when you put it like that, it makes a lot of sense. But what also makes a lot of sense is Australia's next pick. So I've talked about it a lot already. Australia, very heavy double time player team, and they're going to head us into some double time now. The Evening Star, the first map selected from the double time pool.
Yeah, bringing out the speed on the Australian side, that's definitely going to be expected throughout this matchup. They have such a good speed roster, and this map's definitely a speed focused map with all the bursts this has. Plenty of those. Lots of bursts that follow other bursts as well. You know, you have 3 notes into 5 notes without much of a gap in between, so it's really intensive on the actual finger control at a really high speed. It's knocking almost 270. It's around 255, I think. Quite quick.
Yeah, I'm going to be interested to see how Hong Kong are able to perform on this. As you mentioned, that higher BPM is pretty rough on the fingers. If you can't keep up, you're going to drop a ton of accuracy. I wonder if we'll see any players start double tapping. We've seen it, I think we've seen it once already in this World Cup, right?
Oh, yeah. Double tap is a viable tactic. I think on this map especially, because all the streams are low spacing. Although, at this level, you wonder if you start double tapping all these streams and you end up with like a 90% or something. That's going to be that valuable. But it's certainly a double tap friendly map if there ever was one.
Sacrifice everything for combo.
Yeah.
It just takes me to the, the Thanos meme where it's like, what did it cost?
At a what cost?
Accuracy.
Yeah. It's all well and good until you get in a B rank FC, bay. Let's have a look then. Hong Kong do have a decent double time roster, but they've been better on the higher AR stuff when it comes to double time. But they are perfectly capable on this sort of thing. I'd say this, in terms of the other DT maps, is one of the more friendly ones. One of the more standard ones. In general, but you have to be quick for it.
Yeah, and I think as you mentioned, it's going to come down to who hits the burst better. We're going to see the first match appearance here for Monkiatso, the high AR specialist for Australia. We do see some early misses though. 2 for Australia, 1 for MCY. And Monkiatso now, so that's 3 full combos already dropped here by Australia. This map is actually quite short once again at 2 minutes in length.
Yeah, certainly not the hardest part of the map, that intro, but another one is here.
Oh, and Unity drops.
That's actually really rough. So does Monkiatso. A few breaks from him. It's a very strong advantage considering it's only half of the map here for Hong Kong. Ouch, this is not what I expected.
Yeah, I definitely would have expected a lot more higher combos here from Australia, but Hong Kong have the early advantage with all 4 players up, and of course that early drop from MCY. Sitting on max points right now. Even the accuracy from Denia Nezar and Hello Tongla was really good, 98%, but we do see that, I think, 100 from Shiroha right now.
Leading from the front. OD8 double time as well, I believe. So that is not an easy map to hack.
Did see Denia Nezar drop, so it's 2 full combos now for Hong Kong against what looks like 1.9 for Australia as the secret box and Shiroha trying to do it here for Australia, but the early misses will mean they don't get the point.
Bloody hell. Really good stuff there from Hong Kong to stem that tide. It was quite a comfortable win in the end, actually, by them as well. But the MVP will go to Shiroha. That's a really, really nice ack on that. 2 100s. It is OD7 ack, forgive me, but that's still very impressive.
Yeah, and it takes a little bit of panning around the rest of the screen to realize how insane that accuracy score is. Fortunately, didn't have that support.
Yeah, props to Petal though. Just want to point out, 91% FC from Petal there.
Well, we did talk about the sacrificing everything strat, and I think Petal went for it.
It worked.
It did work. Didn't even break, well, when I say didn't break 1 million points with double time, obviously with 1.2 million being the full combo like SS score, 916,000. It's like 3/4 of the max score, even though it's full combo.
Yeah, just goes to show just how important accuracy is in Score V2. You can lose a massive amount of score if you really tank hack. But nevertheless, that's still one of the highest scores in the room, so you've got to give him props.
Definitely.
That's a massive point to take, though. Jesus.
Yeah, huge. Hong Kong now with breathing room, and it's their pick. Still a lot of the Hong Kong favoured maps in the pool. Wouldn't be surprised to see them think of something like Raiko or Maybe even a Notchi.
I'd definitely say Raiko would be a good shout for them, but Australia would be pretty capable on it as well. They have a player that could tank that AR8 hidden, and no mod AR8 and Hard Rock, no problem for them. I don't think that'll be a massively favoured one for Hong Kong, but it's one they certainly would be very capable of. They probably did so as well. The other 3 mod, Cosmic Drive, might be a good shout for Hong Kong as well, with that being AR9 hidden on high speed. They have some good players that would be capable on that one, that older sort of map. They actually said plenty on the board to fiddle with. And, well, get the warnings out.
No mod 1 alert. It is louder. I believe the first 7-star map of the tournament at 7.02 stars.
A whole lot of stars. Big jumps incoming. A few big streams as well. This is certainly the standard map of the no mod pool, as is the no mod 1 slot. I'd say compared to last week's one that was much more about raw jumps and raw mechanics, this one's a much more balanced map. There are quite a few streams in between those big jumps as well, and this map definitely does spike a bit more than the previous one, but of course it spikes much harder with, as Bay mentioned, over 7 stars of mechanics here. Or just about over 7 stars.
Yeah, those diff spikes usually come towards the end of the choruses, just before breaks. Lots of sort of 1-2 diamond-shaped jumps. Definitely like to find misses there. The stream element of this map is there. It's not particularly hard to aim streams though. I would be surprised to see players dropping on them. But anything is possible, Dooms.
Yeah. In this situation, not everything goes the way you want it to. Not everything goes the way you plan it. I'd say this is a pretty decent pick for Hong Kong on paper. They've been pretty good at these no mod 1 sorts of maps up to this point. Mainly via a couple of their players. Denny and Ezar's been doing really well on these jumpy maps up to this point. He has been their star player on these. But they do decently as a team on these. And this map being much more, a little bit more comfortable than last week's one, certainly should suit these guys well. But Australia have those really highly ranked players that are going to be looking at this as something very comfortable. But we'll see. With a lineup like Australia's, you really wouldn't vouch them out on anything like this. Look at that lot of roster they have. All those names. You see a lot of those at the top of the rankings of maps like this as the client catches up.
It's trying its best on this Saturday morning. Doing what it can.
It's a slow start. It's got to wake up like me. So I'm sipping my coffee here. Get the caffeine going. It's a wood, it's red hot right now. A few really misses in that first jump section actually. Mostly on the Australian side, very early on.
Yeah, we saw 3 actually, but that'll be a break for Ryushi. We'll level the playing field a little bit here.
First chorus. Some more of the bigger jumps coming out here. There are a few breaks in the verse. Jumps are definitely harder in the choruses.
Yeah, we saw a break right at the start of this section from Rairiku. But here come the more intense jumps here, and we see him break from Ryushu and Yugiti. Everyone else finds their comfort zone.
Probably the hardest spikes in the map, and there's still 2 FCs here for Hong Kong.
And there's no for Australia. That's a four-way miss from the Aussies. With Chiroa breaking and Jordan the Bear. Chaos Slits right now. Oh, he breaks that double S on P1 third, but he's still going strong.
Yeah, those 1-2s. Chaos Slits and Denny Nezar putting in a shift here. Look at those two go. You're going to start running away with that lead now. It is going into orbit in this second chorus.
Dolly Lover has good support combo as well. I feel like a really dominant team performance here from Hong Kong as Australia just can't keep it together.
Yeah, consistency-wise, they are having quite a few issues on this. Even the verses, a few breaks from them. Not going so well. It's looking like a very good pick here for Hong Kong. Mike, this is not the score I expected for here. This is a big surprise so far. Oh, there goes Chaos Slits. Oh no, the solo. But they're still doing it as a...
Yeah, Lolly Lover dropped as well, but as you mentioned, Eddie and Nezar right now putting his team on his back on a no mod 1 pick once again. And he's not really meeting any resistance here, he's just doing his own thing. Can he hold it out though? That's the question now. As this pick is well and truly already Hong Kong's.
Certainly no pressure on having to take the point here. There's another jump part at the end though. Almost there. Can he do it again?
So comfortable.
He can too. Props to Ugati as well. He comboed that very ending in the solo. Props to him, but Denny and Nezar once again on the jumpy no mod 1. He is a machine on these maps. He's FC'd the last 3 in the last 3 rounds.
That's good going. That's a 7-star FC. You take those in OWC, that's for sure.
Any day of the week.
And now Hong Kong in a huge advantage, up 4-1 now. Australia have to win this next point. It's so crucial that they win their pick now.
Certainly plenty on the board that you think they'd have a good crack at though. Still 2 DTs, one of them is a 10.3. Hong Kong being good at those. 2 Fates, slightly weirder one. But again, I don't know if Australia would trust that. But those maps they should have a good roster for. Plenty of other stuff on the board though. There's Lemuria as well. Might be a good crack for Australia. Streamy pick with plenty of 1-6. All decisive battle, which, to be honest, is one of the easier maps in the pool. Might be more of a consistency war between these two, but they might want to trust their speedier players on that one. They gotta say, they are having a few issues today.
They definitely are. I wonder if they consider something like Ampus Bana the only hard rock remaining. Again, might be a bit too rounded, a bit too Hong Kong skill set.
Yeah, I'm not 100% on that being a dead set pick. I would look at that one more as a Hong Kong pick, to be honest, but... Gold is in Australia's goal.
Got some thinking to do here. Can't get this one wrong.
Really, really can't. I suppose... stick to what you know. Here comes that 10.3.
Definitely their strength, the higher higher approach rate double times, but Hong Kong has performed quite well on 10.3 throughout the tournament so far.
Yeah, it's not exactly a pick you'd want to pick into Hong Kong. Just believing you're just going to win it, even if you're Australian. Because they have been impressive on this, Hong Kong. But there should be a map, or the sort of map where Australia should just be like, okay, let's just pick a 4. And we know we're going to have a good score on this. It's a case of whether their good score could be Hong Kong's good score. Really.
And Hong Kong's seemingly playing really well today as well. In terms of consistency, they've been outperforming the Australians. And the majority of 10.3 double time maps kind of come down to consistency. How long can you keep hitting those fast approaching circles?
This one isn't exactly the most comfy of 10.3 picks, though. This is actually an older style map. Lots of symmetry. Lots of that, slightly janky flow, I suppose, because of the symmetry mapping. Lots of big streams. And it's very, very short. This is a slightly weirder high AR pick, and one that's certainly not as comfy to their fourth player, perhaps. Shiroha's had a good match so far, and this is something he should be quite good at. I'm curious to see how people are going to be on this. It does seem like quite a hard one, but...
Lion, you okay there?
It's that fast, though.
I can't even keep up. Morgan Mongiazzo. And we do also see a break from Yukiti. And with the NCY break, it's 2 against 3. Hong Kong once again in a driving seat.
Yeah, still 2 FCs to 3. They're not going to get too far away, but yeah, with this easier part, it is their advantage here. This map's so short, already halfway through. I think the accuracy is definitely doing some work here for Australia, though. They're not very far away, considering the combo deficit. Based on ARC, Petal's FC is 87% right now.
It's doing it again.
It's happening, but Australia are ahead, mate.
Petal's coming through.
He's doing it, though. Oh, I love this.
The break from Denny and Nezar does give Australia that big advantage. And Petal's accuracy is just doing him no favours right now, despite being the other full combo for Hong Kong. I know Tom, though, going a much stronger performance, but it's Shiroha and Rairiku bringing it back to the Aussies. Mongiatsu and Yukiti find a double break. I don't think it'll be enough. Petal's just not gaining another point. That's an 800,000 full combo with double time.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I think that's my favourite score all tournament so far, mate. I love that for Petal. It's so good. But so is Shiroha and Rairiku's score as well. And hello, Tom Law. That's quite a few FCs on this. Good stuff from them. But it is Australia's point. They saved that, and my god, they needed that.
Yeah, they did not want to be against match point right now. That map was over so quickly. It was so action-packed. And yeah, Australia clinch it. Shiroha does a lot of work for the Australians. So does Rairiku. I still can't get over Petal's score. That one's going to be in the brain all day.
Oh, do you ever just walk up and FC 86% in a tournament match? Because Petal does. He just doesn't care. I love it. It's so good. Hong Kong with the pick, though. They still have a good spot here. Still in a very solid position. They do have one pick, and then an Australian pick before a potential tied game. So there's still plenty of room to wiggle. Not too much pressure on them yet.
Yeah, definitely not over by any meaning of the word. They just have to take a Hong Kong break here. They cannot keep losing on the Hong Kong pick.
A couple of hidden maps on the board, possibly.
Humanly and Lapistoria. I feel like Humanly is more Hong Kong than Lapistoria. I still think here Hong Kong want to pick Raiko at some point. Or either of the three mods, as you mentioned. Cosmic Drive potentially not so bad for them either.
I'd probably say that Raiko would be good as a later pick. I think it might be handy if they keep that in their quiver in case they need it, because it is a power pick for them. Plus the fact that, a lot of the Australian players probably going to take Hard Rock, play on nerves possibly, but nope. They are not wasting any time.
Now. Arrow is primed and ready to fire. It will be Raiko Third Desire. That rhyme, that was so cool.
That was a beautiful rhyme.
I really like that. It was completely unintentional as well.
On point at this point. Too early to be using this much brain function. At least on a weekend, anyway. Yeah, it should be a good pick for Hong Kong, this. We're talking about it throughout this match. But as far as these sort of picks go, this isn't a really nasty low approach rate map of anything. This is probably one of the easier maps in the pool, but it is also very specific in terms of its skill set. So.
Yeah, and it's that skill set which makes that difficulty. Obviously, someone has to play AR8 hidden, which is, for some people, always a scary feat. But Hong Kong have lots of pretty decent AR8 hidden players. They'll do fine on this. Australia also, I believe, have AR8 hidden players in their arsenal. They do exist in Australia.
Oh, they absolutely do.
They just can't really foster a 4-man roster for AR8 hidden.
I mean, they certainly have the roster to tank at least one of them, though. I see Grand Senpai coming in. He could be the one to take the hidden on this. Certainly very capable in this sort of map.
And we saw Australia overmod free mod 2. I wonder if they'll take 2 Hard Rocks here again and just avoid the ARA element of this map.
The roster's certainly geared towards that. We'll see, though. But yeah, there's some extra mods on that side.
And this means I believe Judas will be taking the hidden here for Hong Kong, as Chaos Let's and Lolly Lover seem to be running this no mod. And it will be indeed. I think we can ignore these early breaks. It's just the client catching up. So all the little X's on your screen you just saw, they're not real. And yeah, everyone on that full combo. So the overmod from Australia, is it going to be enough?
I would not be surprised to see a few FCs on those Hard Rock players. So certainly could be brought to bear here. We'll see. Well, CS5 AR8, very linear. Old school kite mapping. Lots of squares and shapes. And some streams too.
And early drops here for Hong Kong. Chaos Blitz and Judas finding misses. Denny and Nezar will drop as well, but Secret Box trades. But it's still 3 advantage for Australia. The 2 6.5 players here go into the doubles. Relatively easier section of this map, I would say.
Yeah, certainly to combo. Maybe not to act, but to combo, yes. And that's all Australia need right now.
It's the 3 mod players for Australia right now that are building the points up.
Pot here is certainly easier. It is, yeah. 3 FCs to 1. Big advantage here for Australia. And so far, not looking too good for Hong Kong, but halfway point in the gap isn't massive. But this pot certainly isn't that bad to combo. Rex here would really sting if Australia found them. They really should be hitting this. And they do.
Everyone alive. Combos building up for both sides again, and it's Grand Senpai that finds the first drop, and that's one of the Aussie full combos down. Lolly Lover, Chaos Litz, Denny and Nezar, Judas all building up that combo. They've got to keep this going here if they want to try and bring this one back. But again, this dominant double hard rock from Australia. We saw it in free mod 2 with the almost two hard rock full combos, and they're doing it again here.
The only ones left now, those hard rock players, putting in the work now. It's still even on the combos.
Well, that's a 3 miss from Australia, though. Everyone's dropped. Chaos Blitz and Lolly Lover still have good combos, but is there enough time? I don't think there is.
I don't know.
Think it's going to come back.
That is coming in quickly, Bay. Surely not, right? There's a stream at the end.
No, no, no. Wait.
Oh my god.
What?
What? No! Where did they pull that from? Where on earth did Hong Kong pull the energy to bring that one back? That looked over.
That jump right at the end, the double break from Grand Senpai and Rairiku, and the score just boomeranged over to Hong Kong, and the map ended before it came back. Oh my god, what just happened? I was so set to be, 4-3 Australia fully back in the match after a break point, and Hong Kong go, no, it is not meant to be.
No, not quite. I think there was a disturbance in the force there. Something has shifted. It is nearing Christmas time. I think that was definitely a Christmas miracle.
Lolly Lover, though, gets the full combo. And, I mean, that speaks more for why Hong Kong won. No mod reigns supreme on the free mod.
All of a sudden now, it was looking like Australia had a real foothold in this game. And they're certainly not out of it, but now it's looking real scary. It's match point for Hong Kong. Goodness me, what does Australia do here? There's still a DT left if they want to go in that direction.
Yeah, they need 3 in a row. They do have 2 picks, though, if it was to go to tiebreaker now, but they still have that situation that they have to break Hong Kong while also not losing their own picks. You mentioned Lemuria. The streamy no-mod map could potentially be something for them, or maybe the decisive battle. But as you mentioned, the one double time left, 2 fates, the Happy 30 map, though. Is that Australia's go-to? I'm not sure anymore. After what we've seen so far, I don't know what they pick here.
They have to pick their strongest map right now. They can't be umming and ahhing. They do have 2 picks before a tiebreaker, but they do need to pick their strongest pick right now. Whatever it is, they need to pick it. They can't be planning ahead at this point, really. It is desperation stuff with this big of a deficit. And I would probably give 2 fates a shot over, say, Lemuria if I was in Australia's shoes, but it depends on how their players are feeling. Any of those maps would be a decent shot for them. I don't think any other map on the currently open right now would be a nice pick for Australia against Hong Kong right now. Oh, they are mixing it up though. Oh, okay.
Wow, okay. I never would have expected this. Humanly picked up by Australia. The hidden map.
Here's where they juke us, going something different. I would have looked at this as a Hong Kong pick more than an Australian pick, but it is speedy and it is comfortable approach rate. At least in that sense, Australia should be quite comfortable on the mechanics of this. But I wonder how they are on a sort of weirder hidden aim, which is what this map is.
And I think the main reason this throws me off is I know we're looking back quite far into a weaker pool, but qualifiers for Australia, top 10 in all mod brackets, but hidden. They were 22nd. I mean, you can't not ignore that. It's a significant drop in performance.
Perhaps, but that was
very curious.
That was certainly a much easier map than this. Things might change when it comes to this sort of map, and also, you know, a lot of the maps in hidden have been, you know, we've had a lot of sort of rhythm complexity and some weird streams. It's a little bit different to the hidden maps we've seen. Bit of a departure. Certainly a different type of map, and perhaps this one would suit Australia better. It's a pretty interesting pick, though. This is definitely a left field pick, considering what we'd look at as, you know, the usual Australia pick. But I suppose the way this match has been going, you got to throw a wrench in the works somewhere.
Yeah. Who knows at this point?
Yeah, this match has not gone the way many people would have expected. Australia were big favourites coming into this, but they're staring down the barrel of an elimination at the hands of the hands of a team that know a few upsets in their time. So you wouldn't want to give them this opportunity.
Yeah, we're talking about how Raiko might have been a pocket pick here for Hong Kong. I feel like this is Australia's pocket pick, and they're pulling it out against match point. And this is either going to go amazingly, and we're going to be praising them on how insanely well thought out their strategy is, or we're going to be like, why? Why did they do this? Ignore the plethora of X's. Once again, the client just catches us back up, and we do actually see a legit miss for MCY, a very early break on a reasonably long map.
Yeah, plenty of combo to this. Plenty of harder parts, plenty of time for comebacks. There we go, it is do or die here for the Aussies. They gotta win this. Goodness me.
Interesting we're not seeing Grand Senpai in for Australia. We just saw him perform on the AR8 Hidden. I know it's a very different skill set and map style, but potentially speak to hidden strength.
So one of the harder verses, so one of the harder choruses here. And certainly so far, Australia with the noses in front on combo.
Seeing a lot of misses now though. Jordan the Bear, the sole Australian survivor, Lolly Lover for Hong Kong, and the second highest score is for Hong Kong. Hello Tom comes out of that section alive. And then dies immediately.
Oh god, that's actually really rough.
That's the second time this match she's missed straight after a break.
Yeah, this part's slightly easier. That's an unfortunate choke. They had the advantage, but Hong Kong still do by a very small amount. Here comes the next hard part.
Jordan the Bear versus Lolly Lover. JTB Freaks, question mark. He has to hold here, so does Lolly Lover. They'll see at the break. It's pretty neck and neck. It's still anyone's game at the halfway mark. And if it's not Australia's game, it is Hong Kong's match. The pressure is on.
Take some deep breaths.
Oh, there's Jordan the Bear who drops. Lolly Lover hits that.
The star.
And that's probably the most tricky part of the map over. And Lolly Lover's holding the combo and is doing everything right here to put down Australia. Judas and MCY4 also hit the star. It was only Hello Tom from Hong Kong that dropped. Yeah, I agree, Doomsday. Drop the mic. It's over. Oh, Lolly Lover does drop.
They still got the combo.
There's no... Oh, Judas dropped. Sure, Monkiato. They do have combo. If MCY drops, maybe?
It's the harder part of the map. Monk is broken. A big combo for them is gone. It's close. But the map is about to wrap up here. Oh, there goes MCY. Question mark.
Schroer. Is it not? It's coming.
It is coming up.
It's happening again. A last minute takeover.
Oh, he's got it, I think. Wait, has he got it?
They did it. Doomsday. Oh
has
my
he got
God.
it? No way.
What is this match? Unbelievable. From throw to throw, Hong Kong dropped this one. Like Doomsday's microphone, it's on the floor.
Let me just pick it up back. 1 sec. Hang on. There we go. The mic is back up. This is not over, bae.
This is not over.
What on earth is this match? Both teams have had ridiculous last-second comebacks. So now we're even in terms of that, the shock factor. But now it's Hong Kong's pick, so Australia still have work to do.
I'm exhausted. I have no idea how the players feel. I feel drained already, and we're not done. I'm with Lolly Lover, man. My heart cannot handle this. I'm just an innocent bystander, and I cannot deal with what I'm witnessing.
I think some soul searching is going to need to be done between this and the next map. Some people need to take a quick walk, get their head in the game for this, because we could very well have another 3 maps, possibly. But anyways, what is next for Hong Kong? They still have some decent picks on the board for their final pick. Cosmic Drive is there. Could be a decent pick for them. AR9. Older style, kind of speedy. Remaining hard rock pick could also be a decent shot, but probably more of a even pick between the two. But it might just about be in Hong Kong's favour, possibly. Australia have liked their hard rock though, so maybe they don't trust that now.
Yeah, and it's kind of the reason why I'm leaning against Cosmic Drive. Australia and Fremont have been doing pretty well. I mean, they lost Raiko, but it was really close, right? It came right down to the end. Mate, I think it's got to be either Lapistoria or Inochi for Hong Kong, in my opinion, but maybe they just stick with, like you said, they stick with their guns and Cosmic Drive's their choice. I mean, we were talking, saying that, you know, Australia still have to break a Hong Kong pick here. That was their own pick that they only just won on.
Yeah. I mean, we was looking at it as it could either go very well or extremely badly. And it basically went down the middle and they flipped.
I guess it was neither, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. The decisive battle. Is it going to be the decisive battle? That's the question.
Would actually be decisive.
This is kind of the perfect song for this moment. It really is. I mean, maybe better at 5-4, but you know, 5-3 is not bad. We'll take it. We'll take it. The pick by Hong Kong, a map that I think we've both talked about for Australia. I think it's just speaking to how close every single map is in this match. It's just really hard to call at this stage.
Yeah, this is not a map that really favors either team that heavily. I would say this is one of the easier maps in the pool in general. But of course, the fact that it is a speedy stream map lends itself to very particular players. Either way, both teams should have a good roster for this. I'd say Australia have the better speed roster, but Hong Kong have been very capable on these DT maps, or at least the DT maps in the pool, so they're decent on speed. This does have another USP to it though. It has some pretty strange aim, some awkward aim. I don't want to call it old style, I feel like I say that for a lot of maps, but it's awkward aim. S-Joy mapping tends to be a little bit uncomfortable. So it has that element as well.
Yeah, parts of this I think feel very linear, which is why maybe it feels like an older map. But there's definitely a speed element, but we've seen Hong Kong do really well on it so far. They have no reason to believe that they won't do well. We see Petal Doomsday. Petal is here for a speed pick.
Yes.
I'm excited. Can he drop to 70%?
Can you do it?
700k.
Can we get that Ming tribute once again?
I mean, you know exactly why they're here, right? The aim on these kind of speed maps has been on point. They can just get a slightly better accuracy than they have so far, then that's a lot of points for their team. It's smart.
Yeah, it really is, especially because this map has a lot of combo. So plenty of like strong combo potential over Ak possibly if Australia have some issues.
Yeah, we're in for a long one at 4 minutes. Everyone's settling well. Those little zigzag streams look harder than they are. You just have to aim down the middle and you do just fine.
Yeah, there's no strange stream aim you have to do in this map. It's all pretty standard stream aim stuff. The harder streams do happen later on though. There's a solo with some big streams. No one have any problems with the verses though. Certainly the easier part of the map. Here's where things start getting a little more scary.
Oh, Chaos Lits! Into the 1/3 section, the first break will be for Hong Kong. Made that too as Petal drops and Monkiatsu trades. Jordan the Bear and Chaos Lits will also find trade misses. We're all tied up again. A secret box will drop and that's now advantage Hong Kong.
It's on the back of Shiroha. Once again, he's had a good match. Looking at some very good accuracy, but out of his hands at the moment.
The 2-4 combos for Hong Kong have good accuracy as well. Denny and Nezar and Hello Tom Lol both at 99%. Trade misses for Monkiatsu and Petal. But they're not the important ones anymore. Denny and Nezar, Hello Tom, Chiroha. These are the three players that all eyes are on. And Hello Tom is broken. I think his slider broke.
It's time for the 1v1.
The decisive battle between Shiroha and Denia Nezar. We still have half the map to go.
Almost at the end of the solo now.
Where the other combos, it's a slight advantage for Australia at the moment. Secret Box and Jordan the Bear versus Chaos Litz alone. But it's all up to these 4 combos now.
It is all about nerves now. This verse is a lot similar to the first bit. Certainly easier. But how are the mentals doing? That's what it all comes down to.
It's not good for Shiroha. He drops on the single taps. And Denia Nezar now has a full opportunity to capitalize.
That's it, all he has to do now. Just needs to hold it together, steady the ship. And I think that might be it for Australia here.
It's building away. We still have a tiny bit of map left. Petal does find a miss. It was a combo for Hong Kong. Chaos Litz is the other.
He needs to hold though. There's 2 big combos waiting on Australia. A bit of a spike here in terms of aim. Secret Box and Jordan the Bear recovering very nicely.
Here comes the more intense section. Petal will drop first. The streams. Hello Tom drops. It's not one of the combos Australia needs.
Yeah.
Petal again. There's big combos on Australia.
That's it
But
though.
That's the end. It's all over. Denia Nezar, Chaos Litz hold on. And Australia gone.
They are out of the tournament at the hands of Hong Kong. GG's. And it's going to be Hong Kong that advance. A bit of a surprise here, Vay. Such a strong team in Australia, but Hong Kong. Every year they do this. Every year they do this. What an incredible result for them.
And well deserved. A lot of really strong performances throughout that roster today, and a very deserved victory for them. In a probably the most exciting match I've seen so far of this World Cup.
Oh god, some of those map performances were just unbelievable. Goodness me. What a match, babe. What a match. I wasn't even supposed to cast this.
Man, Kano is going to wake up and be absolutely gutted. Not just because his country lost, but also because he wasn't here.
Yeah. Poor Kano.
Poor
His
Kano.
country's out. But it's okay.
Yeah, they gave it their all. There were some really solid performances throughout this match, but they came up against a very tough opponent today. And they will progress. Hong Kong will move through, further their positioning in the World Cup.
Yeah, what a run they're on. I'm trying to recall, has there been a standard World Cup that Hong Kong has reached this part of the tournament? You always do well, and you always, they cause some upsets because they're always that lower seeded team that smash everyone, but so far, this is looking like a very good year for them.
I believe it was this round last year they went out, in fact. Last year finishing 9th to 12th, with 12 teams remaining as of the beginning of this weekend. I believe we lose 4 from the losers bracket. Yeah, then they are further than they were last year. Their best performance coming from 2015, where they finished 5th to 6th. So Hong Kong looking to make tied history, I suppose. But they're up against a tough next round opponent as well. Of course, every stage gets a little bit harder, and they will now be facing the winners between a match happening this evening, Canada versus Poland.
So it doesn't get any easier.
It definitely does not.
I don't think either of those teams are going to be too confident going into a match with Hong Kong, though, after pulling off that result. Because, as we've been talking about, Australia have been hot favourites for a high placement in this tournament. But they are out, sadly. A lovely bunch of lads. A very good set of players, but they are out. So thank you very much for taking part this year, Australia. I'm sure we'll see you back here next year. It's been good stuff having you in this edition of the Aus World Cup.
Yeah, I'm really sad to see them go. I really back this team from day one. It's pretty heartbreaking for everyone involved. But hey ho, it happens. I hope that they come back fighting next year.
I'm sure they will. Speaking of fighting, this next match is a right old tussle. One with a lot of history. That will be bringing to you in 5 minutes' time. And that is going to be the Taiwan and South Korea matchup. Another losers bracket matchup. And one of the, I want to say, one of the most well-contested matchups in World Cup history. Throughout the history of the tournament, there's always been a highlight game. And I'm sure we'll have another classic on our hands this year.
Yeah, this year definitely going to be no different. Korea performing the best out of every team, I think, in the last week's pool. I want to say. I mean, they might not actually. I think they might have been defeated by a couple of teams, but in terms of they played double the amount of matches of the teams that do better than them. So they played 2 games last weekend with insanely high consistency across their entire squad. Definitely a match that you don't want to miss, but unfortunately I might have to because I need to head out, unfortunately, and I need to go calm down after that match because my heart can't handle this anymore. World Cup will be the death of me.
Oh, we have to get that pacemaker going, dude.
Definitely. Anyway, Dooms, thanks for coming to join me. I know it was very last minute for you, so I appreciate the effort you made.
Yes, my pleasure. My gosh. I'm really glad I managed to catch that match. It's been good casting with you again. I'll catch you later, mate.
Yeah, enjoy the matches, everybody. I'll see you all later.
We'll be getting another Brit lad in just a moment's time. I'm going to be casting this match with the lovely Bubble Man in just a moment. What a match we've had there, ladies and gents. But things don't slow down here at the World Cup. The next match begins in just a couple of minutes with Taiwan and South Korea. Plenty of matches and busy times this weekend, of course. You saw the matches happening on the screen just earlier. But there are plenty of big matches happening in the semi-finals. The US will take on Russia in the winners bracket, or one of the winners bracket semi-finals, in a few hours' time, alongside Romania and Brazil playing at the same time. That's a losers bracket matchup. 2 very highly seeded teams. Oh, and as mentioned that, we have our second Brit lad, Mr. Bubbleman, has joined us. That's a
Hello. Nice to see you again. Nice to be back in here.
Yeah, man. Good to cast with you again. Just going over the matches real quick before we get into our next one. Just chatting about the Romania and Brazil match there. I think a bit later on. And also afterwards as well. Canada and Poland will go at it to see who will face Hong Kong. Should be another good matchup between 2 very informed teams, especially Canada. It was a kind of surprising result last week when they faced Russia. Slightly, anyway.
Yeah, at the same time, in that semi-final, USA and Russia, that's the best and the second best performing teams of the last round. So that's definitely going to be one to watch.
And of course, last but not least, in terms of the current set matches, is the second winners bracket matchup between the United Kingdom and Germany. I don't think you need me to tell you how good of a match that will be. Always is between those 2 teams. That happens tomorrow. Yeah. I'm sure you're all set and ready for that one, Bubble.
Oh, we definitely are.
That's what I like to hear, mate. Of course, there are a few more matches happening this weekend. There are permutations depending on who wins those losers bracket matchups. So there are going to be a few matches added to those once they're final. So plenty of matches happening this week.
So what did you think about that last match?
That last match was insane. My God, some of those...
Yeah.
The sequence of maps It was so close, flicking in the last second. It's so rare to see it happen once. You see it happen twice in a row, it takes you by surprise a little bit. And some very surprising picks. Made some really good matches to watch. But I suppose the big takeaway is, what a result for Hong Kong.
Oh yeah, they're top 8 now, I think. I had to double check that, but I
I
do
think-
believe that is them cementing their place in top 8.
Certainly pushing their best run in a standard World Cup so far. They're on a right old tear, and you'd fancy their chances against either Canada or Poland given that performance, but of course once they play, we'll get a good idea of that.
If they do manage to beat Canada, Poland, they equal their best performance.
Ah, right, okay. So they're going to equal their best performance with that. No, that'll be something to see. A match will be happening tomorrow. Time will be finalised once we know who's playing. But they do play again, so watch out for that one. Anyways, looks like we're hanging on for the players to join the lobby and get things going so we can bring you this next matchup. Actually, I believe we casted this matchup last year, Bubble.
Did we?
I think we did.
Wow.
Yeah,
Good
we did
history
actually.
here then.
Yeah. I think it was a round of 16 matchup though, then. But now this is a much more feisty affair with the semi-finals map pool. And the fact that the map pools are much harder this year. So,
Yeah, this is what, finals level from last year? This is hard.
yeah.
So, gonna be... I'm looking forward to casting this. I'm looking forward to watching this as a spectator.
Yeah, almost ready. Ever so slightly. The and ahhing joining the room. Have a quick look at the stats from last week, actually, because yeah, as you said, the both these teams rather incredible runs in their matchups. Of course, you know fully how Taiwan was last week. As you guys played against them.
Oh yeah.
They did ever so well. Really impressive stuff here from this Taiwanese team. They are really resurgent this year. They've always been a decent team, but it feels like they're definitely stronger this time around than maybe the last couple of years. Some incredible stuff from Riser, playing 5 of the 6 maps and getting a very high average score. He did really well for his team, as did Flask. Not playing as many maps, but certainly coming in for those speciality mod maps, doing well. Also, they're ever present as well. Shield, one of their anchors of their team, playing a lot of maps and being a consistent performer on many of those. It does feel like they have those utility players that can come in for a lot of the maps and just keep the scores on every map being at least consistently high. They don't feel like they have a individual map where they can just drop, or at least not many. Perhaps in the past, maybe. They've always been a very good hard rock team. In the past, anyway. They do seem like a much more well-rounded unit, though.
They are. I don't think one single player played every map last round. I think we'll be seeing a lot of swaps, a lot of changes, because this map pool, I would say, is a bit polarizing. Just because of the difficulty. You want the 4 players that you know can play the maps, and at this stage, you have to have the skill sets for them. It's not a case of the maps are easy enough that you can transfer a skill set from Hard Rock, say, over to Hidden. You have to be able to do Hidden. You have to be able to play Hard Rock.
Yeah, there's definitely a bit of a difficulty disparity in some of these maps. Certainly some much easier ones and some maps that are just ridiculously hard. couple of nasty ones, but I guess it depends on your roster. But yeah, I see what you mean. Oh dear. I think they know your casting bubble.
This isn't that bad. I mean,
Oh god! Oh,
it's semi-Eurobeat as well.
Christmas Drift. Okay. Hey man,
I think they know your casting.
yes. Hey, you know what? I'm always down for a bit of Christmas cheer bubble, especially if it's Eurobeat. Wasn't there like a version of Night of Fire that had like Christmas lyrics? I'm pretty sure.
Oh no! Don't remind people; they'll go out and map it.
Oh gee, I wouldn't want that. Nah, I wouldn't want a map for Night of Christmas. I forget what it's called.
It's Christmas of it's Night of Festive.
Oh right, okay.
I don't know. I'm making that up on the spot.
I don't know. It's something silly like that. It's cool. Actually, who picked this? That's a good point.
I think this was Taiwan that picked this.
Oh, okay then. Oh,
Knowing Sheena's fondness for Padoru. At least it's a short one. But then it's fine. It's December. I'm completely fine with having Christmas songs in December.
Yes, as opposed to bloody October.
Yeah. No thanks. I had enough of that. Wait for the client to sync up.
Getting a bit ahead there, Sheena.
Eager.
Oh my god, the squares. Is that like meant to be like a present? With a cross in the middle.
It might even be. You've probably hit the nail on the head there.
That's actually adorable, to be honest. That'd be adorable as heck.
4 SSs. OD9 as well.
Yeah, fair. You gotta give credit, OD9. Nice set of S's there. A lot on the board. Right, and time for the second warm-up. This one looks a bit more like a more functional warm-up.
More traditional of warm-ups.
Especially for some of the maps in this pool. This one's definitely a practical one. Presumably picked by Korea. Bringing that Akali out. It's another short one, right? This is like 2-minute Akali map, I think.
It's not too short, but it's or at least it definitely doesn't feel short.
So I'm trying to recall. I don't remember it being super.
It's not long either. No, I'm not sure, but it definitely feels like it's got a lot of sections you have to get through. It was in fact 2 minutes. Yeah, you were right.
Oh, just about.
It feels a lot longer than that though when you're playing it.
Pretty intense though. I mean, when you see a map by Akali and it's over 7 stars, you know that's not quite accurate. It's more than that, at least by a little bit. Cool map though. Big circle size as well.
Yeah, you need the big circles with these types of patterns.
Oh. Pretty handy.
Imagine what the star rating would be if it was CS4 or 4.2.
Mate, just make it CS5. Just go all the whole hog. That would be punishing. You know what? There is a pretty direct analog to this map in the pool with Nothing But Theory. That map's also a larger circle size ulti map.
Good combo by Tuna. He got 300 there.
That's pretty impressive. That's solid. Be one of the harder parts too. Or one of them. The harder parts are in the second half, but the first part of this is pretty difficult too. I have a quick run over the Korean stats from their last match. Again, another very highly performing team. Both these two teams top the charts. Got to give props to Karuna. Karuna played not all the maps, but a lot of them. He played 4 of them. 2 no mods, Hard Rock and a DT. Get this. The sort of map pool we had last week, almost 97% max score gain on 4 maps. Incredible performance from Karuna. Big MVP in that last match. He played last weekend. Well, last matches rather.
Yeah, pretty incredible performance, especially over more than one mod pool.
Also, Firebat as well did really well. Got the number wrong there. Karuna wasn't quite 96. Look at the wrong sheet, but Karuna did do very, very well playing the majority of the maps. Actually, 83. Very extreme, but Firebat actually did really well as well, playing 6 of the maps. It's good to see Firebat performing again. He hasn't played a lot this year, but he's done very well in this tournament so far, especially last round. Big anchor for the Korean team.
Oh, I thought you were referring to the 95 Karuna got in the losers bracket round 1 match.
Yeah, I was looking at the wrong stat, but
Because that was a big performance, and 83 over 2 matches, 9 maps. That's still nothing to scoff at.
absolutely not. He's been very good for this team this tournament so far. Certainly their star name in terms of just raw performances in this tournament so far. Aristi has also done pretty well. Very solid consistency player, coming in for those spooky maps and doing really well.
Looking for rolls, we've got them. 67 to 15.
Pick some bans then between these two. These two teams are hard to get a handle on. So really you want to be banning your own strengths and weaknesses. I wonder what they're feeling today, these two.
I can tell you, Korea actually top scored Midnight City from last round.
Oh. That was the tech map, right?
That was, yeah.
Mod, yeah.
It was in loser bracket round 1, as well as top scoring Toa no Maigo. Interestingly enough, we know they're strong on approach rate 8, but wouldn't have pegged them to top score it.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a surprise. I do feel like a lot of teams did struggle to have a 4 for that map, but it shows the strength of Korea that even something you may not be looking at as one of their strengths, they can still pull out performances like that. I don't think Taiwan will be looking at a AR8 ban against them, though. I don't think they're going to be too worried about that, I guess. I mean, to be honest, looking at the AR8 in Hidden this year, for this round anyway, I do feel like it's a map that a lot of players might already be quite familiar with. You do see it quite a few times in tournaments. Good vibes to Jack. And also the AR8 free mod's not that hard, I guess, in comparison. Very manageable.
You in fact see the AR8 and free mod in some tournaments as well. So some familiar mapping for the players this round. First
But
ban.
it did, and well, it's gone again. There is no grinning here. Such a nasty map. Small circle size, low BPM, lots of rhythm, tricky 1/6s and weirdness. It's a hard map. Banned again.
I love that pick so much. I really want to see it played at some point.
Oh, surely we should see it once. Got a lot of matches, and I imagine a few teams will be like, oh yeah, let's go Grin. But yeah, I can see a lot of teams just looking at that and just not wanting to trust that.
Yeah, lots of spacing changes, lots of snapping on CS 6.5. You could treat them as 130 BPM streams or 260 BPM single taps, really. Scary map. Humanly, 250 BPM single taps. That's gone. As well as Hard Rock 2. Amphis Bana.
Yep, so Korea opting to ban Hidden and Hard Rock, mixing it up a little bit. I think that's a good ban, Hard Rock 2. Good ban against Taiwan. We're quite a close one between the two, but it's sort of map Taiwan to be quite strong at. I'm curious about the humanly ban from Korea's side, though. They must just not trust it themselves for their own team. One more ban for Taiwan now to wrap up their ban phase. What aren't they feeling? That's really what it's going to come down to. Doubt you're going to see much target banning here. Why don't you just ban that tiebreaker? Saw that little highlight there.
Oh yeah. Get rid of it. Interestingly, Taiwan, their top score, in fact, they got their top score on Kansai from the last round, which was no mod 4, the alt style pick.
Oh yeah, so they did.
So two similar top scores, in fact, from the two teams.
Here's the thing though, actually. We mentioned about Midnight City earlier. Taiwan, I guess they must have been pretty confident on that, but it was banned against them last round.
Oh yeah, we did not want to play it against them.
No. They had like, you look at the scoreboard on the ranked set and 6 of the 8 top scores were Taiwanese players from the team.
Yeah, we didn't want to play it against them. No way.
No, not a chance. After that, they telegraphed that pretty hard. So if the tech map comes out, that's going to be a scintillating map if that comes out between these two teams. If those performances are anything to go by.
Interestingly, it was 4 FCs on the leaderboard, and then Ruku decided to add to it. So they even telegraphed that they were practicing it.
Oh, the next band's out as well, and it is going to be the Bad Apple. Double time 4.
That almost to be expected. Lower BPM for double time, lots of finger control. Quite a good mirror to Heart of Night from the last round, but I would say a little bit easier in mechanical requirement from the finger control and from the aim. However, it's approach rate 9. So that's sort of BPM on 10.3.
Ooh, this is a first pick. This is a statement.
That's an interesting first pick.
Immediately into the AR8 hidden. First appearance for this one. Goodbye, Mr. Jack. Now, of course, this map is a popular one, but despite the fact that some of these players may have seen this one before, this map is a very hard AR8. It's usually reserved for endgame AR8s. It's hard. Star rating is quite high on it for an AR8, but it is localized in like one section mechanic. There's 6 stars, but there's only one 6-star part in it. It's mostly down to stacked rhythm and weird streams, lots of finger control and aim control in this. It's a modern-ish map, but it's like a tribute to old Suka mapping. So it's sort of half and half.
It's a tribute to the Rust Belt map, in fact.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what it's called now. The name escapes me, but there's an older Rust Belt map on the same artist, the same style of song. If you play them both side by side, it's a very similar style.
It's a long map as well. Given the sort of map this is, there's a lot of map to get through. This is not a rhythm game-sized song. Well over 3 minutes. Closer to 4.
So how do you think the scoreline's going to go?
Oh, in general? Oh, gosh. I think if I was going to give it on paper, I would give the edge to Korea here. I think they scale harder with these tougher map pools, right? I think over the course of it, we may see things shift their way once a few different kinds of maps come out. But Taiwan will be very competitive on many of these maps. It's a tough one to call, but I think it might be close in favor of South Korea. But we'll see.
I think Taiwan have a big chance. I wouldn't count them out at all, because I've just done some quick maths, and over the 2 matches that Korea played and the one Taiwan played, the Taiwanese team scored 6-2 on comparative maps. And bearing in mind that's over 2 attempts on some maps for the Koreans.
Put it that way. Might have a right old game on our hands. I mean, we always do. This matchup always produces some very tense matchups, so I'm excited. Don't think there's a matchup that has more history than these two.
Oh, indeed.
Apart from maybe Japan and South Korea, but I think there's been more matches between these two. Oh, that repeats.
Oh no, the slider. It catches 3 people, in fact. 2 FCs on either side if you take into account that Rooker had a very early miss. Into the burst! Everyone gets it. It's 1 of 2. 1/6 bursts. It's a lot longer than you think it is as well.
Give props to that accuracy from DDM. He did break, but 98%, 98.5 even, after one of those bursts. That's really high hack for this
DDM
map.
is their hidden anchor. There's no 2 ways about it.
Yep, it's what he's in for. His team putting in the work now, but he is Mr. Reliable when it comes to hidden. I don't know, it's advantage.
Another break, yeah. I love that pattern so much.
Yeah, it's so satisfying to play. Once you figure it out, takes a little bit of getting used to, but it's real nice.
Finding a couple of breaks. When Sheena drops his FC, as does Rooker.
Oh god, those weird taps. The rhythm taps, taking 2 FCs. It's a weird one to read. If you haven't got it down, it can be strange. It does claim 2 of them. Now it's advantage Korea.
Again though. GFMRT building up his combo. He's keeping the Koreans away. There's about a 300 combo advantage to them. Rooker misses again. But as long as those 2 combos hold from Taiwan, as well as Aristia's full combo dropping. It's Karuna only now. Although Flask does miss, he follows up.
That's a lot of advantage, though. There's an ending flourish, but I think that's going to be job done here for Taiwan. Just about. Can Karuna finish this off, though? That's a nice run by him.
It closes up, but it not close enough.
Yeah, relatively close. Certainly a competitive one. Taiwan did have their noses in front for the majority. Nice team performance. Almost 1k combo across the board. On a map like this, it's a strong team performance. But you do have to give props to Karuna.
It was a very impressive FC. I'm not sure we're going to see many FCs on this map.
At the very least, if we don't see another one, there's one right there. Well done, Karuna. Also, Aristia as well. Nice combo. It was the Aristia Ak, but the Aristia combo's there, and if you have that, you're always going to have a decent score on your team.
And that's a point on the board to Taiwan.
Yeah, first blood goes to them. The start they would have wanted. It was definitely a pick that shows some confidence, shows some moxie, and it works out really well for them. Exactly what you need after the results that Korea had last week. They were quite decisive. You definitely want to try and stem them now.
And they've been beaten on their own game. That was their that was one of their 2 top scores. So now the Korean pick. Do you think they're gonna go for?
There's plenty of choices depending on how the players are feeling. Do they want to go safe? Maybe. I'd call this safe. I'd say relatively. I think for Korea, they're going to have 4 players that aren't going to be that uncomfortable on this, right?
Yeah, they've got Flying Tuna, they've got Firebat. Karuna as well stays in.
I mean, there are definitely safer picks on the board. But I think as far as Korea go, this is a nice start for them. To get them into this one. Speedy, approach rate 8 double time. This one is very bursty. Lots of bursts into bursts. There's a lot of finger control required at quite high speed.
Is this a full team swap out for Taiwan?
I think it might be. It's like the polar opposite to what we just played. You couldn't have gotten further away from it unless you went with high AR, I suppose. I think the only thing it has in common really is bursts. Vaguely, these are a lot quicker, of course. Apart from that 1.6.
Yeah. What's the BPM of that? Relatively, anyway.
Relatively, it's 180, so it's 270, right?
Yeah. So this in fact would be slower bursts than that 106.
Yeah, slower by about 15 BPM ish. It's noticeable. I wouldn't really call this map slow though. I said the hard part of this really isn't the fact that it's got long streams in. The long streams are not that bad in this, at least for these sort of rosters, right?
Yeah.
It's those broken up bursts that are the hard part of it, and the weird aim between them. Because it's an older map. What year is this map actually? This is old.
We got some good insider info from Fours last week when we were doing the showcase. This is a very German PPV1 map, apparently, allegedly, according to his sources of being there at the time.
You know what? Yeah, I can get behind that. I can see players like BD Dav and things like that being like the top DT scores a few years ago. Yeah.
We're going off that info. I'd say 2013 for this. 2012, 2013.
It was ranked March 27th, 2011.
Oh.
So,
well then.
That is...
I suppose that shows me then, doesn't it?
It's close enough. It's old. So it's definitely got that weird aim to it. got that weirdness to it.
Yeah, there's a lot of velocity changes. You have to be ready for them.
It's like we're just about getting our roster in here for these two teams. They're all set. Took a while for Taiwan to get a team together. Wonder if they're a little bit wary about this one. A few people being like, okay, yeah, I'll give it a go. Sometimes you get that.
As long as they're fielding their best roster, I don't think it matters too much.
Looks like we're getting two returning names for Taiwan in the end. There was two swaps. Ryza and Shield coming in for this one.
Only one swap. The side of South Korea, Zayson comes in. Oh no, two, I think. Firebat wasn't in. Was he?
No, he wasn't. Yeah, he's in for this one. Find early breaks though. It is advantage Taiwan. Very strong start by them. You can see these bursts. Chorus is definitely harder. And I think that evened the playing field a little bit.
Karen on his own again. A lot earlier this time than last. He had Aristi to back him up.
At the moment though, so far so good here for Taiwan. That Ryza Ack right now.
Yeah, you almost come to expect it from him. Just an Ack monster. Shield drops again, followed up by Zayson. So a combo reset for both sides. No real advantage out of it, but Ryza, the drop. The second chorus. The map's nearly over though. That might be all she wrote. Karina trying his best again. But he's kept at bay by an FC from GFMRT. That's 2 for 2 for him. But it's 2-0 for Taiwan.
You can take heart from that performance at the moment. Eventually on this sort of map pool, those performances will come good. But at the moment, the team performance is on the Taiwanese side. Break point, and a pretty big one. Taiwan, despite being a bit slow to get their team in, showing they are perfectly capable. It was just a route.
Yeah, they found the right team. And it mattered. And now, of course, they need to find the right pick. There's a lot left in the pool for them, and especially on the back of a performance on DT like that. There's a lot of options open.
Yeah, there is one more lower approach rate double time. Slightly higher, it's just above AR8 and 2-face. Another speedy one. More sort of weird aimy, but not quite as... Actually, I'd say it's a little bit more awkward than Evening Star. Would you agree, aim-wise?
I'd say it's a lot more linear in parts. The Evening Star has linear jumps into bigger jumps. Two Fates is a lot more consistently wide angle. Decisive battle though. It's the pick.
SSH. Got a little bit of SSH. More streams. Slower than the last map. 226. Some of the streams do get kind of long in this one though, especially in the solo. But this is actually a decent transition from the map we just saw, because this map's another one with some more of that awkward aim. It's kind of comparable in that regard to Evening Star.
Slightly slower though, and it has 1/3 streams in it as well.
Yeah, we saw that catch out quite a few of the players when it appeared last match. The 1/3s actually caused more problems than the 1/4s did. And those solos, just spaced 1/3 streams with little zigzags and jags in them. You can stream them directly, you don't really need to aim them, but that slight bit of irregularity can bring out some inconsistencies. We'll expect a similar lineup for this one than we saw in the last map. Looks like we're seeing that. We are seeing a couple swaps. Seeing an appearance from Snowy for the Taiwanese team here. Interestingly though, it does look like we are not seeing Karuna in for this one. He's been swapped out by Aristia. A decent substitution. It's handy you can take out Karuna and replace it with a player like Aristia. But I am curious, I would have figured Karuna would be quite decent on this, but Aristia must be pretty confident then.
Yeah, maybe it's the longer streams. There's one already hits, everyone gets it. Evening Star a lot burstier. Burstier? That doesn't sound like a word anymore.
It's got more bursts in. And this one's sort of more longer streamy. First part of this is definitely notably easier than the solo. Breaks here really going to sting because you're going to see more breaks later on. Plenty of those streams can be chokeable though. Some of the aim patterns as well. No one blinking yet though. Here we go, Bubble. Here's where things get a bit more spicy.
Here we go. Breaking the lead into Firebat. Followed up. First one over 3 stream by Sheena and Ryza as well. Advantage to Korea, as well as the accuracy advantage to them from before, but Zayson and Firebat will both break, as well as Snowy. From the Taiwan side is shield only now with a combo.
Yeah, Squares nailed 2 players from Korea, I think.
Firebat's combo's gone again, and Flying Tuna's full combo now as well. Slight combo advantage to Taiwan.
That's unlucky.
Not too much of a lead either. There's still space in the rest of the map. We're only halfway through. It's a relatively long pick, this one. Zayson breaks.
Shield and Aristia. Almost the end of the solo here.
Not quite the end of the appearance of the 1/3s though. The lead is on its way back over to Taiwan.
Yeah, man, those recovering combos doing the work here for Taiwan. There it is, flicks over. They aren't going to get very far though.
Yeah, there's a 500 for Firebat, 450 for Flying Tuna.
One breaks on that accelerating aim pattern. Definite break point, but no one breaks there.
Into the last quarter.
Oh, there, that's it. That's flicking over now. Advantage Korea ever so slightly.
It is ever so slightly, it's not by much. The lead is very slowly. You can see it if you look at the pixels. But this is basically the outro now.
They're hard apart though. Big streams.
Oh, some loads of 50s for Snowy, but he keeps his combo.
1/3.
And Firebat misses. And that's the end. Taiwan, hold on.
Just about. Goodness me. Fine margins there at the end.
We see a 1 million from Shield.
What a play from Shield, though. That ack, that's incredible. But there's a few good ack runs on the board as well. Flying Tuna with a slider break. It was a really unlucky one. So unlucky. But excellent play by him. Just that's the fine margins we get in matches like these. Gotta say, though, swapping Aristia in for Karuna seemed like a good choice. Very good play by him. It's ever so close. But now we have a 3-0 lead for Taiwan. What a start for them.
Yeah, they're off to a flyer. They seem to be in full control of this match. The momentum is all theirs. It's up to Korea with their next pick to turn this around. Put a point on the board. If they give away another break point, they're in deep water.
Yeah, with all that momentum and the way Taiwan are playing right now, and they have plenty on the board. If you give them their pick at 4-0 down, sticky situation. You don't have to take a strong pick off of them, probably. It all depends on what they go for now. And it is going to be the speed. More of it.
This one approach rate 9. I think we might be seeing the same sorts of rosters. Maybe one player switch out for both teams, but yeah, approach rate 9.
It's a slightly weirder 10.3 though. It's older and heavily symmetry based. Actually, I'm curious about what you think about this one, like in terms of how it plays, because it seems like a slightly more uncomfortable 10.3. Like, what are your opinions?
I don't think it's too bad. The only real uncomfortable part of it is reading the rhythms, because there's a few dotted rhythms in it. There's a couple of streams that are 8 notes instead of 9, and then have a note stacked under the last note of the stream. But past that, really, the aim isn't all too difficult. I would say the aim is simpler than Halloween of the Dead from a couple of rounds back.
Yeah, I suppose because they're in, fairly comfortable shapes, even with the symmetry mapping, lots of triangles and whatnot. Not too bad.
Yeah, there's nothing overly uncomfortable, and there's nothing that's meant to be overly uncomfortable really in this. Here's a Star Stream map. Not a name that's seen often anymore, really.
Yeah, quite an iconic mapper for a lot of popular, famous double time map. I've noticed that, at least, a little bit ago. A lot of his maps were very double time friendly. Even for the symmetry style sort of map, it usually isn't terribly friendly for double time play. It's very flow based. It's very short, this as well. It's really short. It's almost TV sized, dare I say it. But it feels like it. It's you blink and it's gone. So early misses and singular misses really sting in this, especially in a matchup like this. It's quite well poised.
It might be really short, but it's still a 900 combo map. Just by virtue of having so many fast streams in it.
So many notes in those streams. Pretty long ones too. It's pretty long. With a decent amount of spacing. GFMRT makes his return for the Taiwanese roster on this one.
I think that is the same team for Taiwan. Oh no, it's Snowy. Yeah, you are right.
Yeah, same one they did for the other DT though. Same one they played for Evening Star.
Ponytail makes his entrance for South Korea. You can see the velocity of this map already. It's always incredible watching 10.3 picks. on 4 clients at a time. Big advantage Korea. Their accuracy really carrying them. The two FCs on Taiwan, 92% each. They're getting the points though. Shield misses, trades with Flying Tuna.
That's a big trade considering how much Aki had.
Karen and Firebat drop as well.
Sheen has got it. Actually, they all have, apart from Shield. Really, Taiwan, nice recovery.
Already 2/3 of the way through the map. Ponytail definitely recovering. Shield drops.
Is the Ak enough? The Ak's too low, they're just not getting enough score. GFMRT and Sheena with nice combos, but they are lacking a little bit of combo. A little bit.
Oh, and they're tripped up by the note underneath the 8.
Goodness,
And it's
me.
over before you can blink. That's the first point on the board for the South Koreans. Necessary one. Flying Tuna steps up. His first FC of the match.
Yep, solid stuff from him. So, the sort of map you'd expect him to perform on, and he absolutely is. When his team needed it too. That score difference, about 300k over the general average, it was the difference in the end. So nice work there by Tuna.
It was close enough, though, to say it wasn't a shutout.
Oh no, absolutely not. It was certainly competitive. I think it was the early little advantage that made the difference. We got away a little bit. I think we managed to hold on to that difference for the rest of the map, really. They never got too far away. There are no more high AR double time map. Two Fates is only slightly above AR 8, so. But that is there. I don't think either team will be too keen to just throw that on without thinking about it, since both teams have taken a double time pick now.
So where's the next pick going? Taiwan now are back in control.
I really want to see nothing but theory in this match. I really want to see that between these two teams.
Oh, that between these two, especially considering their performances last round, or even potential performance in the case of Taiwan.
Yeah. Actually, should I take a quick look at the scoreboard for Nothing But Theory, see if
Yeah,
full of them again? Let's have a look real quick. Is it full of Taiwanese?
I'm interested in seeing. I'm interested in seeing No Mod 4 as well.
Yeah,
That one will be a fight.
yeah. One of the tougher maps to be consistent on. I feel like it's a weird alternate map. Would be another
Given that time to pick though. What's coming next?
Okay, there's only one Taiwan player in top 8.
Ah,
Just the one. Nice FC by Shield though. Lots and lots. Free mod opens as well. A free mod pool dominated by all the stuff, and we're going to be seeing one. Bringing out the next low approach rate map. Because the first one works so well. This is a very different pick though.
a lot
So
more
good
focused on
point, Jack.
aim. This one, the 6 stars, not coming from the bursts. No bursts in this. All from the aim.
Yeah, some linear, aimy stuff, lots of squares, lots of linear taps and some accelerating spacing. A few streams, but they're very standard streams. But whoever takes hidden has to deal with those streams on AR8, which is a particular sore point for the mod on this map. No doubt both players will have a player that can take hidden on this, no problems at all. You see DDM coming in. I don't think he's taking Hard Rock, is he?
Hey, no, he might be. You see him every so often with hidden hard rock on on leaderboards. Who knows?
That's a good point. That's a good point. But if
Yeah, I almost doubt it.
actually, I wonder.
Taking hard rock though.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's any of those players could take in hard rock. Flying Tuna probably take hard rock. Karuna probably could as well. I do think Flying Tuna will be the one to take it because I think the AR-10 would be more comfortable for it.
We have seen him play really well on Approach Rate 8 though. Numerous community tournaments and here.
Yeah, maybe Tuna will take the hidden. DDM will take the hidden hard rock. And just juke us all. We'll see though. For the Taiwan side, any number of players could be taking hidden. Flask could be taking hidden. Rooker could be taking hidden, but I think he's been favouring more of the Nomad in this sort of situation.
Yeah. Who's the hard rock though? Flask or Shield would be my my pick for that. Very quick toilet break for Rooker. Experienced in the art of taking a quick trip to the bog. Over 10 years of tournament match experience.
Yeah, he's well versed. Hey, it's an important ritual. Gets rid of the nerves. Anyways, here we go.
Hey, it does. It was Aristia taking hard rock for South Korea. And Shield mirroring him. No overmodding on this, interestingly.
Yeah, this is certainly a pretty friendly map to overmod. Many players might prefer to take the AR-10 with small circle size, but not here. Pretty comfy stuff here for both teams. We trust Flask just to take the no mod and have a nice combo. Shield and Emiko has been playing quite a bit of the AR-8 though, actually. Taking it again here. Ditto though with Tuna as well. Aristia will be the one to take hard rock. There's a very, very early break from Shield, but nothing much yet. Here come those doubles. Gotta watch your ack on those, especially the hard rock players. No one really blinking much so far. This is definitely an easier part here. People dealing with the trickier opening section very well.
Yeah. Get into a slight difficulty increase very soon, and then about 800 combo is going to be where it really picks up. Going to get back to some doubles very shortly. Shield the break. The slight miscue on the double. It's a very important break for them.
Here we go.
Here comes the difficulty spike. Shinam, Shield missing so close to the difficulty spike might not matter.
That Lydia. Just claim one player each. Korea still with the advantage though. Just the ending flourish to go now though. I think it might be just about job done here.
Oh, Aristia does just break at the end.
Oh no.
But yeah, it won't matter. A second point for South Korea. Off a break point now as well. The momentum shifting completely the opposite direction.
Yep, Korea are reeling Taiwan back in. Gotta say, really good consistency on this one. No one breaking on the opening part. It really took that spike to start separating the teams. It was a bit unfortunate Shield found a couple breaks, but overall it was a very solid run from both teams on this one. That's big though. Potential tie-up point, and it's in the hands of the blue team.
But what will the map be?
The mod pools are starting to thin out a little bit. I've seen one no mod map, but so far this has been a very mod heavy match.
Yeah, there's the most left really is the 2-3 mods. And even then there are a couple of arguably very basic maps.
Yeah, like Shuffle Heaven is going to be a bit of a coin flip. Cosmic Drive, maybe not though. Cosmic Drive's quite tricky, especially for the hidden players. But a coin flip at this situation wouldn't be that good of a choice, to be honest. One more DT left. The remaining hard rock pick is the sort of meta one, the 7-star hard rock pick. Don't know if they trust that against Taiwan though. But that no mod pool, a few good picks in there, in my opinion. Korea could leverage. Something like Lemuria might be quite good for them. Very streamy. There's some players that are going to be pretty good on that.
Or maybe they do start going for the more consistency favoured ones. We saw strong consistency from both teams on Raiko.
Yeah, if they want to keep going down that route. It was pretty close though between the two on Raiko though. I can see something like Shuffle Heaven being even closer. You could also look at maybe No Mod 1 if they want to go down that consistency route, right? Focus more on just bringing out those carries because they've had some good performances on those. Aristi and Karuna, but nope. The last DT pick is chosen.
2 fates.
Turns out they're keeping it simple. They have picked all 3 double time maps in the first 3 picks. I'm pretty sure anyway. We'll double check that.
Oh, I think you're right. I think it was them that picked Evening Star as well. However, they picked Evening Star and had it taken away from them on a breakpoint.
So this is the decider. There are 1-1 in double time maps, and this map is a it's like a toss up between the last 2 double time maps, really. Slightly higher approach rate, kind of burst streamy, but not as much.
And 1 player in the room slowly fills up again. Both teams making sure they're as prepared as possible.
After Gomo picking that map, it's just everyone just evacuating the room. No one wants to play it. Poor Happy 30. Quite a long double time pick this, all things considered. Lots of combo. Lots of bumps and crests in terms of the difficulty. Some easier parts bookended by some harder ones. There's lots of linears. I do think we'll see a similar lineup to Evening Star. I think that'd make sense. It's not worlds apart from that map in terms of feel. I imagine the similar sort of players will be comfortable on that. definitely a difference in terms of the way these two teams seem to be picking players. We're noticing Taiwan are like, a map comes up and then they spend a bunch of time swapping people in and out. Feels like Korea, they jump in a lot quicker. I think there's a lot more discussion and sort of seeing how people are feeling on the Taiwanese side, I suppose. I mean, would you agree? It looks like it.
I would concur with that. I would definitely concur with that.
Kind of reminds me of an earlier match. We were casting Hong Kong and Austria, and that had a similar sort of feel.
Yeah, definitely.
With both teams having like a different sort of mantra for when map comes up. One team was like umming and ahhing and figuring it out on the fly. The other one just quick swaps, pre-planned.
We're getting into the map. Wait for the clients to sync up. Yeah, indeed, this is a long pick. Almost 4 minutes in length, and for a DT pick. It's for 8.3 standard, I think, so 9.9, as you can see.
Slightly higher than average OD, 7.5, plus the double time, so just over OD 9. Good stuff so far across the board, really. A couple of earlier breaks from Taiwan here, but most guys on the board holding really well. Do all these linear patterns, and there's little bursts as well between them. But the gap is starting to widen now as we get into the next verse. In favour of Korea here. Oh, it really is splitting up now. That section claimed everyone on the Taiwanese side. They're all gone. But look at Korea go.
They looked so strong on Evening Star. All the momentum has been stolen from them.
We're halfway through Bubble, and the score difference is already almost a million. My god. Score difference is halfway to Jupiter at this point. It was a slow part as well, even more free combo. This one's all over. This is such a dominating pick. There's some early breaks from Taiwan and absolutely nothing from Korea. It's as stark contrast as you're going to be likely to see on a map. All eyes on them now. Final chorus. Oh, Firebat does get a break. It's not going to be a four-way. GFMRT and Ryze are recovering nicely. Some nice combos on their side.
4 million points. This is...
Oh, Flying Tuners are going to break. But my god, that is a 2.2 million score difference.
He still takes the top score as well with that accuracy.
Yeah, 99, well into 99. Incredible stuff by him. And Firebat as well, one slider break, almost 99. Wow, what an incredible, crushing decimation on that map. That was unbelievable, to be honest. What a way to equalize the game.
That was incredible. I didn't really have anything to say about that. It was just something to watch happen. It was like you're watching it, you know how it's going to end, but you just want to watch it anyway to see how it unfolds. That's a big mental blow for Taiwan.
I mean, the DT picks were pretty close, at least the first two were, but yeah, that's the last DT pick we're going to see, and I think Taiwan are going to be pretty happy with that. Anyways, here comes the next pick, really quick. It's Hidden 1. More streams, actually. Hidden streams.
Lapistoria. This is an interesting pick. Another momentum change. Hidden added now. Not the first hidden pick, but the first one that's the a relatively generic approach rate.
Yeah, it's in the comfy zone, really. This map's fairly comfy for what it is, but it is down to dealing with those spaced, hidden streams and bursts. Plenty of aim components to this as well, outside of those streams. Decent aimy jump patterns as well to deal with. It's a fairly balanced one, but definitely skewed in the way of hidden streams, so. I would say it's one of the more comfy maps in the pool. Expect these two teams should have a decent set of players for it. We did see an error rate hidden earlier. It's a different sort of map, but it looks like we're going to be seeing the same lineup that won that pick for Taiwan. Flask, Shinon, Rico, GFMRT, Rucker, they all played that AR rate earlier.
Rucker's definitely picked up over the last few matches. We know he's come back after a long break, but it looks to me like he's de-rusted properly. He's back on really good form.
Yeah, I'd be with you on that. Maybe in the first couple rounds he was easing his way back in, shaking some of that rust off, but yeah, he's looked pretty solid this round. Looking really solid. So these maps are getting tricky. He's picking a good time to get form back.
Oh yeah. Almost like Goose in that Austria-Hong Kong match you were talking about. The D-Rust drive coming good. Will it come good again for Taiwan?
We'll see. Hopefully it won't be as tragic as maybe Goose's one was. In that match getting so close but going out. This one looks like it's going to go down to the wire. A bit like that one. So yeah, time to get stuck in. OD9 as well. Pretty standard OD setting, so ACK-wise, normal stuff for the players. Important with this streamy map, that ACK component. There's an early break on that first stream from Rucker. It's one of the more spaced ones, but everyone else getting that solid start for most people. There are some short break points in this. Very short, easier parts, but for the most part, this map's pretty consistently intense.
Very easy to be caught out by the sliders in these streams, as well as the spacing on them. But we caught out again. As well as GFMRT, that's a second miss for the Taiwanese side. 4 FCs still for South Korea.
Yeah, good stuff coming out of that first chorus from the Koreans. Still 2 FCs from Taiwan though to try and battle something back. So they're still in this, but with this easier part here. Not massive map break potential, but could happen on some of these kick sliders.
Look at some of the accuracies. Flask with 99.8, Ponytail with 99.9.
Yeah, rock solid.
Nobody. Oh! Karen are caught by the triangle.
The smoke.
He hit the triangle, but he missed the note afterwards into the break.
My, that is absolute tragedy. That is so sad. But his team still got it in terms of the advantage. So no worries there. Team's got your back, mate.
Oh, do they? Ponytail breaks.
Well, they did. No, they don't. But it's 500,000 of advantage.
Yeah, they have 500k. It's looking like there's not quite 500k that can be brought back, especially with the miss from Shina Noriko. Arena follows it up with one of his own, and Rucker and GFMRT break the combos they've been building up.
Yeah, that was a window of opportunity. I don't think there was enough breaks in Korea to make the difference, though. Pretty decisive in the end for Korea. They take the lead for the first time in this match. They are really easing into this match now. They're starting to go up the gears. Starting to cook with steam.
Yeah, it was a bit of a slow start from them, but they found their traction now.
Some very nice scores on the board on that one. Nice accuracies were maintained. All 4 players from Korea getting over 99%. And Flask had a 99.7 FC. Top scoring on that map in the room. There's definitely a switch in momentum. This match is starting to shift.
Yeah.
Taiwan. Such a good opening flurry, but it's going the other way now.
It is very, very visibly so. The big start for Taiwan.
Still plenty of picks of both teams and plenty of room for things to happen, but 4 points on the bounce. And Korea definitely bouncing. Is someone going to pick No Mod 3? Is it going to happen?
I'd love to see that. It's a great song as well.
Oh, it is. Oh, absolutely, dude. It hits us up with that Lapix any day of the week.
I'd like to see Sleepy T.
Oh, yeah, Sleepy T. That's a good shout, actually. But I don't know.
I think that's going to come from Taiwan more than South Korea.
Yeah. Definitely not a Korean pick. For Taiwan, I can definitely see that.
Lemuria the pick.
Yeah, the streams. Streams with a lot of 1/6 streams in it as well.
There is one burst that could catch these players out, which is a 7-note long burst instead of 4. The rest, it's relatively well spaced. You know when they're going to come. You know when you need to get ready to hit a faster trill. There's also the streams to contend with. High star rating. Mechanically intensive stream map, this one.
Yeah, it's definitely the name of the game on this one. You do have to watch those 1/6 bursts. Some of them can catch you off a little bit. Most of them are 4 notes, so they're not that bad. Yeah, as you mentioned, there are some pretty weirdly numbered ones. And also, some of the spacing on them, I'm sure these guys are going to be able to manage it in terms of the reading, but sometimes the reading can be a little bit deceptive on some of those 1/6. Misreads can certainly happen in the heat of the moment.
Definitely. Do you think we're going to see another 4-way FC from Taiwan?
On this, I'm not too sure. If they pull that off on this map, that would be pretty incredible. Like I say, it's not the first time, is it? Not the first time they've done that. I'm not sure if this is the same lineup that played that map where they 4-way FC did earlier in the tournament. 4-way FC in the stream map. But there's certainly a strong lineup for this sort of thing. I think Korea do have this one on paper though. Some good stream players in there. Quite a short map as well. One of the shorter ones. Just over 2 minutes.
Packs a lot of difficulty into those 2 minutes though. So far, nothing yet. Everybody hits that staggered stream. Map picks up ever so slightly. We start seeing some 1/6 bursts momentarily. There's the first. And there's the long one. Everyone gets that, except for Zayson. He does miss.
Yeah, one break on that. Good going from these guys. Here comes the big drop.
Oh, and that's a very awkward pattern. Fireback misses afterwards. The lead into the chorus. Flying Tuner as well, now only 1 FC for South Korea, and this is a complete swap from what we had seen before in the previous 4 maps.
Yeah, they're all dropping early, but...
This from Shield again, as well as from Snowy, and Zayson follows it up. Karen is saying so strong, Sheena drops his FC. The lead is still there. It's all up to Ryza to hold on. There's only one more, but Karen up breaks.
That's it. Surely, right? Or maybe not. The 2 decent combos on Korea if Ryza misses there. But he doesn't. He gets the big stream there. Last part.
That's a big fire back as well. They're not shaken. They're not even stirred in the slightest. They get another point off the back of a 2 million deficit from the last map. They say, we're not out of it yet. They make it a best of 3. 1 more pick each.
Ryza rising to the challenge there. Very nice stuff from him.
I think your pun was better than mine.
Hey man, we work together for pun domination, dude.
Ah, the British.
What now? Final pick for both
Yeah,
teams.
this is it. They both certainly get one more. And then there's an uncertain tiebreaker in the second match. Second match of the semi-finals, and we'd already see a tiebreaker.
Plenty of different kinds of maps dotted around. There's a lot of weird stuff on the field. No Mod 1 and Hard Rock 1, the two most standard maps in the pool, remain. But Taiwan, are they going to be looking at a map like that? Maybe. But I think they're going to be looking at maybe some of those weirder maps. Well, other than 3 no mod maps there. A bit more left field, and I think is a good pick for them. You mentioned Sleepy T Bubble. I think that might be a good shout for them. I think I agree. I think that should be their final pick, but we'll see what they do. Been a match of 2 halves so far. Or 2/3, because the final third's going to be happening. Taiwan so strong in the opener. Korea running it back with the most dominating point we've seen in a long time in this tournament.
It is. Yeah. Yes.
Here we go.
I've gone from hating Sonan to loving Sleepy T.
Yeah.
Although the patterns at the start of this are mean.
Yeah, they are nasty. This map opens up with its hardest pattern, really. The hardest patterns are right at the very start. Also, some nasty patterns right at the end, too. And in between that, lots of strangely shaped burst streams and weird patterns. Awkward aim, shaped stuff. And lots of rhythm complexity. Lots of tricky little snaps and BPM changes and whatnot. It's kind of similar to some of the disco maps we've had in OS World Cup in the past.
Certainly.
Similar sort of song that he'd map as well. But of course, this is not a disco map, it's a Hiroshiki map. Maps some nice stuff in my opinion. Good map.
This is definitely a coin toss map, though. Anything could happen. The starting patterns, the ending stream. It's a map that definitely has fail potential if you mess up that end stream and can't really sync back up again.
That's true. I mean, of course, I think everyone at this point will be taking no fail, but
Yeah, there's...
the score you lose there could be quite important as well. You lose all your ack on that last stream. Lose a bunch of score. I can expect... Well, I can see a lot of breaks at the start, but then some big combos through the middle. I can see a lot of people comboing the middle, and then the end.
yeah, definitely.
I can see that in a matchup like this. Both teams have been holding very nice combos throughout their teams. No real weak fourth player. On a couple of maps, sure, especially those DT picks for Taiwan, but apart from that, rock solid 4. So I can see that deciding things here.
We've got a Ristier in for South Korea, the king of combo. Holds it like his life depends on it.
Not there though.
Break the intro. Oh, it's Sheen and Noriko gets through the intro.
Yep, a nice reverse choke on that intro from Flask. Now we get into the main body of the map.
Well, misses come out from Fireback. Combo's gone from him. not sure I'm calling them out, but it does appear that Sheena and GFMRT both
Seen Sheen and Noriko join in for Taiwan. He's had a good game. Solid matchup from him. Seeing Riser join in for that FC on Lemuria. Get him in while he's on some good runs. Here we go.
See if he can carry that good form through.
Pretty balanced map this. A few streams, but mostly about big jumps that spike in particular parts, especially in the middle of the map. Big spike in the middle.
Couple of early slips up on the intro from Flask and Shield. They're already at a disadvantage. Firebat drops his own miss to equalize. Approach rate 9.4, a little bit lower than you would expect a 7-star map to be.
Yeah, it's not particularly dense because the BPM isn't too high, but yeah, maybe people would expect more like 9.5, 9.6. Shouldn't be too bad though. Sheen and Noriko breaking on the end of that stream. It's 1FC. Yep, 1FC. 2-3 in favour of Korea. Here comes the big spike.
I always chuckle slightly when you mention FCs in the middle of a spike.
Yeah, have it. Here we go, another one.
Firebat down again. You would think this is his type of map, but doesn't seem to be able to keep a combo going. Flask does drop, as well as Sheen and Noriko. 2 combos for Taiwan to 3 FCs for South Korea. Get into the chorus again, back to another spike. Are there spikes, or is the difficulty consistent? There's lots of them. Ponytail misses, but followed soon after by Shield. Only one? Indeed, only one FC for Taiwan. It's Flying Tuna and Aristia.
Yeah, it's the team players. They've been doing so well on this sort of thing all game.
Sheena misses again. He's doing his best to keep his combo as high as he can. Ponytail the only miss on that stream into the last chorus. Of course, the last chorus with 30k advantage. Riser only has the option to get 300k more. Sorry. Firebat misses again. Sheena as well. Just can't face up to those 2 FCs. Flying Tuna and Aristia. They're too strong. Holding too firm, and Flask. Combo for him's gone. Sheena misses an entire stream. Aristia's FC has left the building, however. Flying Tunas is still present. As well as Rise is 99.73, but his team's not there to back him up. And that will be South Korea taking the match. Off the back of a spin to win.
Talk about a recovery. Incredible stuff on that last map. Taiwan so close to potentially a TB. But these are the margins we have in matches like this. When 2 teams have been playing like that. But alas, it was the form on the end of that match, really, wasn't it, for Korea? They started out slow, had a bit of a cough, while Taiwan started out, in 5th gear right out of the gate. But by the end, they were really getting up into that 6th gear, Korea.
Yeah, they definitely found their feet.
Yeah, Fair play to those guys. Nice recovery, back from 3-0 down, and they win the match 6-4. Really good stuff from Flying Tuna, and a very good game. Very consistent run by him.
Good game from a lot of players. Riser, definitely a shout out to him. Some big plays.
Yeah, it was a very important point on Lemuria to win in that point.
That will be Korea advancing to face the winner, Romania-Brazil. What do you think about that one?
About Romania-Brazil. That match is another close one. Of course, Romania have been... They've been like the dark horse. They've been the fan favourite. All the upsets they've been pulling. They are in the losers bracket now, and they're against another fan favourite in this Brazilian team. Should be an interesting one. But I think Romania are going into that on better form. But either way, the winner of that has to face Korea. If they keep that momentum up into their game tomorrow, they got a tough match on their hands, really.
Indeed.
As you always would against Korea. I suppose we give shout-outs here to Taiwan and their set of players who have had a good run. That was a really good match, and they played well. But Korea, by the end of that match, were just too strong, and we do say goodbye to them. So, it's been a pleasure having you guys in for another year. It was a good run, and good moments this Host World Cup. Thank you very much for playing, guys.
But I think with that, that'll be it for us for now. Thank you for casting with me, Doomsday. Always a pleasure. Always a joy.
Hey, no problem. It's always good casting with you, mate. For stepping in last minute, but I'm glad I did. Those are two excellent matches. And like I said, it's always lovely casting with you.
Yeah.
We aren't done today, but there is a bit of a gap, so we will return in a few hours' time with the next matchup, which is going to be, of course, the United States and Russia match in the winners bracket. That will be brought to you by a new set of fresh faces in the casting lounge. So until then, thanks for watching these matches, and we will return in a few hours for more Host World Cup semi-finals action.